Dear students, I am Kavita, Assistant Professor from Department of Mathematics. Now we discuss about the paper Calculus of Variations and Integral Equations. This presentation we talk about integral equations. In integral equations are equations in which an unknown function appears under an integral sign. There is a close connection between differential and integral equations, and some problems may be formulated either way. For example, Green's function, Fredholm theory, and Maxwell's equations. Next one is linear integral equations. Means equations in which only linear functions of the unknown function are involved. Now we see the classes of integral equations. First one is Fredholm equation. The most basic type of integral equation is called a Fredholm equation of the first type. Here alpha of x, y of x equal to f of x plus lambda into integral a to b k of x comma t y of t dt. Here y of t is an unknown function and alpha is a known function, and k is another known function of two variables, which is called the kernel of the integral equation, and the limits of the integration are constant, that is which is what characterizes the Fredholm equation. If the unknown function occurs both inside and outside of the integral, the equation is known as the Fredholm equation of the second type. The parameter lambda is an unknown factor, and then if one limit of integration is a variable, the equation is called a Walras equation. If the known function f is identically 0, the equation is called a homogeneous integral equation. If f is non-zero, then it is called an inhomogeneous integral equation. Now we see the kernel. The function k of x comma t, which depends on the current variable x, as well as the auxiliary variable t, which is known as the kernel of the integral equation. When alpha not equal to 0, the unknown function y of x appears both inside and outside the integral. Now we see the kinds of integral equations. There are three kinds here. First one is when alpha equal to 0, the unknown function y of x occurs only under the integral sign, and the equation is called integral equation of the first kind. In the second one, the alpha value is 1. Here we have the third kind of integral equation. Here alpha is not a constant but a specified function of x. The equation is called an integral equation of the third kind. But in such cases, the equation can be suitably modified into an equation of the second kind. Now we see some examples. First one is, show that the function phi of x equal to 1 minus x is a solution of Walras integral equation integral 0 to x e power x minus t phi of t dt equal to x. Now we see the solution. Given phi of x equal to 1 minus x, therefore phi of t equal to 1 minus t. We replace x as t. Therefore, integral x 0 to x e power x minus t phi of t dt equal to integral 0 to x e power x minus t. We replace phi of t as 1 minus t into dt. Integrate this equation using Bernoulli's equation. We get integral 0 to x e power x minus t phi of t dt equal to e power x into e power minus x. E power x and e power minus x are cancelled, therefore we get x. which is the solution of given equation. Therefore, the equation is satisfied by substituting phi of x equal to 1 minus x. Hence, we conclude that phi of x equal to 1 minus x is the solution of the given integral equation. Now we see the second example. Here phi of x equal to 3 and the Walter integral equation is x cube equal to integral 0 to x minus t the whole square phi of t dt. And now see the solution. Here phi of x equal to 3, there is no variable in phi of x, therefore phi of t also 3. Therefore integral 0 to x minus t whole square phi of t dt equal to integral 0 to x minus t whole square into 3 dt. Continue the solution of example 2, that is integral 0 to x minus t whole square phi of t dt equal to 3 into integral 0 to x minus t whole square into dt. Integrate x minus t whole square, we get x minus t whole cube divided by 3. The limits are 0 and x. Apply the upper and lower limits, we get the answer x cube. By substituting phi of x equal to 3, the equation is satisfied. Hence phi of x equal to 3 is the solution of the given integral equation. Now we see one more example. Here phi of x equal to 1 by 2 and the integral equation is integral 0 to x phi of t divided by root of x minus t dt equal to root of x. Now see the solution. Similarly, we take the phi of x equal to 1 by 2 and phi of t equal to 1 by 2 because there is no variable in phi of x, and the equation becomes integral 0 to x phi of t divided by root of x minus t dt equal to integral 0 to x phi of t is 1 by 2, therefore we substitute the value 1 by 2 divided by root of x minus t dt. Integrate 1 by root of x minus t, we have minus 2 root of x minus t and the limits are 0 and x. Finally we have the result root x. Therefore the equation is satisfied by substituting phi of x equal to 1 by 2. Hence phi of x equal to 1 by 2 is a solution of given equation. Students, finally you got the points that are if the limits of the integral are fixed, an integral equation is called a Fredholm integral equation. If one limit is variable, it is called a Walter integral equation. And then if the unknown function is only under the integral sign, the equation is said to be the first kind. If the function is both inside and outside, then the equation is called of the second kind. Okay students, thank you.